Welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. Here are the top 10 biblical end-of-the-world prophecies that might still come true. Kicking off the list at number 10, Halley's Comet. Ah yes, one of the most beautiful things in the universe that we probably won't see again. I miss everything cool that happens in space. I miss Neowise, the last 3 eclipses, it's been stormy every single night. When she returns next in 2061, I hope I see it. I'll be an old man then, and if it's rainy, I'll come back to this exact video and comment, "Told ya," with a tombstone emoji right next to it. This comet passes by our planet every 76 years, but in the early 1900s, it obviously caused quite a scare. It made people think that the world was going to end. Rightfully so, it looks like a Decepticon flyby, right? The closest that the comet has ever come to our planet was back in 1910. The main fear was that it could destroy the planet, either by colliding with us, obviously, or we'd travel through the tail of gas following behind the comet. Newspapers surely didn't help. People became so desperate to save themselves from the comet that they started doing some questionable and pretty nasty things. Sacrificing virgins, selling bottled air, just stuff like that where you're like, what? Now this time Earth was fine after passing, but perhaps next time it'll be even closer. Yeah, more asteroid talk later on, we'll ease our way there. Number 9. Plagues. We grew up studying medieval plagues, but did we ever imagine we'd live through one like we did the past couple of years? Oh boy, who could have predicted any of that? Why, the Bible, of course. That's why we're here. Does it hold any clues to our impending doom? Has it been right before? Revelation 6 and Matthew 24 both foresee this pandemic hitting before the return of one Jesus Christ. So keep your eyes up. Number 8, 2016 Locusts. This is Revelation 9, 3, and 10. The Bible is home to some strange events, or otherwise terrifying events, like this passage. Then from the smoke come locusts on the earth, and they were given power like the power of scorpions of the earth. They were allowed to torment them for 5 months, but not to kill them. And their torment was like the torment of a scorpion when it stings someone. In appearance, the locusts were like horses prepared for battle. On their heads were what looked like crowns of gold. Their faces were like human faces. Among the 10 plagues in the Bible, this one sounds like it's perhaps the worst, in my humble opinion. 5 months of torment caused by pit locusts. I'd rather Neowise directly hit me and just me off the planet, and then everyone else is okay. That's terrible. Could this happen? I'm not trying to alarm anyone, but back in 2016, locusts did cover over 270,000 square miles in Russia, just out of the blue. They appeared, and it was like a whole. It was bad. It was really bad. Keep your head up, sinners. Number 7, hot. By the final book of Revelation in the New Testament, the earth goes through a bit of a rough time. In it, we see 7 plagues. We see disease, drought, and of course, heat. Yeah, spoiler alert, the God Squad says we're all gonna burn up. And it's not just the higher ups too. Scientists are also looking into this. It's a bit important, you know? We talk about it a few times on this channel, the whole global warming thing. Around 90% of scientists right now say that humans are to blame for global warming, yeah. Greenhouse gases in the atmosphere equals heat. Our global average temperature has gone up 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit since the late 90s. Carbon dioxide, methane, ozone, nitrogen, and numerous chlorofluorocarbons. So we might need some suntan lotion, that's all I'm saying. Oh, it's getting hot already, isn't it? Number 6, Asteroid Impact. Of course, one of our leading theories as to how humans can all of a sudden go extinct is an asteroid, like we thought Halley's Comet was going to be. Revelation 8 and the first 4 trumpet judgments both appear to describe the different stages of this catastrophic event, that being a very large rock hitting Earth. How fun does that sound? And funny enough, an asteroid named Apophis is set to slam into us in 2029. Yeah, there's a 2.3% chance that it'll hit. I'm feeling lucky, I think we'll be okay. Hit that thumbs up for near misses. Number 5, the Leviathan. Okay, time to amp it up a little bit. I don't have to explain why the Leviathan makes this list here. It's called the Leviathan. Isaiah 27:1. In that day the Lord will punish Leviathan, the fleeing serpent, with his fierce and great and mighty sword. Even Leviathan, the twisted serpent, and he will kill the dragon who lives in the sea. Yeah, we're talking about sea monsters now, so we're getting pretty spooked. This one has more than one head, and as do most other creatures in the Bible, the Leviathan is a beast of chaos. It was defeated at the hands of God, and once upon a time, Sir Humphrey Gilbert saw a beast in the sea that had a lion's head. Could it be? Many biblical verses mention said Leviathan. I will not fail to speak of Leviathan's limbs, its strength and its graceful form. Who can strip off its outer coat? Who can penetrate its double coat of armor? Who dares open the doors of its mouth, ringed about with fearsome teeth? Its back has rows of shields tightly sealed together. Yeah, I think I would rather a meteor than a Leviathan at this point any day. No questions asked. Number 4, false prophet. You're probably thinking, wow, it sure would be a good time for a prophet to step in and maybe, I don't know, help out humanity from said Leviathans. Well, fear not. In the book of Revelations, there will apparently be a beast. The first beast comes to us to spread evil, not a great beast. That's what most foul beasts do, the whole beast thing. But the second beast is really the troublemaker here, believe it or not. The first beast comes out of the sea, like I mentioned, but the second one, that one comes from inside of the earth. Revelation 13:11. Then I saw another beast rising out of the earth. It had two horns like a lamb and it spoke like a dragon. Sounds like you're talking about a specific guy there. Came from the earth with horns? Sounds like a dragon? Hard pass. It even causes fire to fall from the sky, and it likes to mark people with the mark of the beast, which allows for humanity to follow said first beast. The mark of the beast is the number 666. Number 3. Giants. Samuel 17:158. And there came out from the camp of the Philistines a champion named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span. He had a helmet of bronze on his head, and he was armed with a coat of mail, and the weight of the coat was 5,000 shekels of bronze. Spoiler alert, Goliath fell to David. But there's a race of giants called the Amorites. They're mentioned more than 80 times. One description mentioned in Amos 2:9-10 paints quite the picture. Yet it was I who destroyed the Amorite before them, whose height was like the height of a cedar, and he who was as strong as the oaks. Yet I destroyed his fruit above and his roots beneath. Also it was I who brought you up from the land of Egypt and led you 40 years through the wilderness to possess the lands of the Amorite. That's quite the description. I've been compared to a tree before, but nothing like a cedar. More like, Groot. It's pretty good too. Number 2, Yellowstone National Park. There will be great earthquakes and in various places famines and pestilences. There will be terrors and great signs from heaven. Luke 21:11. And there will be signs in sun and moon and stars, and on earth distress of nations and perplexity because of the roaring of the sea and the waves. People fainting with fear and with foreboding of what is coming on the world. For the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Luke 21:25. Could these biblical verses hint towards something as catastrophic as Yellowstone? I mean, it's exploded 3 times in the past. Once 2 million years ago, once 1 million years ago, and another 664,000 years ago. The next one, well, could happen any day now. Could happen right now. That would be so scary, could you imagine? Back in 2014, a team of researchers laid out what an erupting Yellowstone would actually look like in real life. And it's nothing like the movie 2012 with John Cusack. It's not like that at all. It's a bit more rough. It's massive. Entire states would be gone. Hot magma would of course rain down and reach as far as San Francisco. And on top of all that chaos, volcanic ash would cover most of our sunlight. Yeah, it would be a dark and cold world for a little while. It would be like a really big Pompeii almost. Yeah, it's not great. Number 1, Harold camping. Harold, like many others I'm sure, was obsessed with trying to predict the end of the world, right? Same reason why you click this video. You're like, well, maybe one of them. Imagine actually nailing it. I mean, then what? Then you have 2 seconds of, yes, I told you so, and then boom, we're all toast. Great. Sure, Harold Camping tried a few times, but thankfully, evidently, he was wrong. He publicly predicted the end of the world 12 times. The man even published a book in 1992 titled 1994, where in that book he predicted that the world would end sometime around that year. Given the fact that I myself was born that year, I'd say he failed, A bit obvious. Another prediction for our doomsday was May 21st, 2011, exactly 7,000 years after the biblical flood. But when no flooding occurred in such a scale, Harold readjusted his prediction, saying that his math was actually a little off and that it would actually end on October 21st, 2011 instead. And then luckily, didn't happen. Great. Imagine the hype this guy felt that many times. He was probably so concerned so often. Poor guy. I mean, thanks for looking out, but, stop psyching us out, man. Those are the top 10 biblical end of the world prophecies that might still come true. Hopefully they don't, but maybe part 2 we'll try some more. Who knows? I've been your host, Taylor McWaters, and we'll see you next time. Bye.